folks, thanks for joining me today. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be doing the Strawberry Moon in my Moon series. Now it should have been posted last month in June, but I got really busy with a bunch of custom orders that I received from the last show that I did. So there's just not enough hours in a day for me to paint as much as I would love to. But I do have other responsibilities like the dog. So I do apologize for not getting this out sooner, but it is still here and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So I'm using a mold or art stone from a mold that I got from the Happy Dotting Company. It is mold number 2. And once it dried, I painted it with 2 coats of black paint, just regular old black paint. I believe it's DecoArt that I use all the time. And let it dry. So then I could put a couple of circles on there with my compass and my General's charcoal pencil. So I did that, and then I started painting the inner circle white. That's going to be the moon. So I painted it all white, and then I started painting with a sponge, and it started peeling the paint off. So what I had to do was let that dry, then go back in with my sponge, and then I could manipulate it. So what had happened was my paint was drying too fast, and that's what happens when you try to manipulate paint that is, sort of in that tacky stage. It actually lifts up from the rock. So you do have to work quite quickly, or you could always water down your paint with just a little tiny drop or two of water, just to give it that extra long drying time, especially if it's hot and humid and things dry really quickly. I guess not so much in the humid, but definitely in the hot. It dries really quick. So that's what I did. And then I put in some gray paint. It's actually Cape Cod. That's the name of the paint. It's made by Delta. I put some of that on there. It's like a gray blue kind of color, and now I'm going in with some more white while that color is still wet so that I can do some blending. But I don't want to blend it all completely in. If you've watched any of my other full moon videos on how to paint them, you have to work with it really quickly, and you don't want it to be completely blended because you want to have those lights and darks, sort of like shadow, showing up on your moon, because when you look at the moon you can kind of see that like divots and things like that. It's not one solid color. So that's what I was trying to mimic, and this is what I ended up with. So I'm just adding on some Enchanted Shimmer White because I thought once I resin this is going to be something that really shines. And that's what I wanted to do, is to make this moon shine. So then with all of my sponging and my blending, I kind of went outside of the lines. So I got to go back in and clean it up. So it's just the black paint again. And I'm just very carefully going around where the circle was. And I can kind of see where it was without redrawing it with my compass. So I just go along around the edges, and it's not perfectly circular, and that's totally all right. I wasn't too concerned about it being perfect, because the next step of the strawberry moon is I've got to put some strawberries on here. So, but before I do that, I wanted to get my frame on there. So it's just Glorious Gold that I use from DecoArt. And I just go along that second circle that I drew with the compass, and I just go around it. I try to stay as true to the line as I can, but anything that you miss, and if you have any of that general charcoal pencil still showing, very easy to remove. Just use a damp cloth. Once your rock is completely dry. And I mean like fully dry, like give it a full 24 hours before you touch up. And you just use a damp cloth and it just wipes right off. You could also use an eraser, or maybe you just want to lick your finger and rub it off. I don't know, whatever works for you. Um, it's really easy to come off, and that's why I use it so often. It's actually my favorite thing to use to draw on any type of rock. So um, now I drew on, and I'm sorry I didn't record it, but I didn't think that you would be really interested in watching me, draw on the outline of where what I wanted to do with these strawberries. So I just, and you couldn't see it anyways. You can only see whatever shows up on the black part. But what I really want to do is, because red is really a tough color to paint on top of black. You almost need to do like 12 coats of it just to get the pure color that you're looking for. So what I do is I paint it white, because that way it gives it a true color. You don't have to do as many coats of the red to make these strawberries just pop right off the moon. So that's my little tip and trick for you. When you're using red, or yellow is a tough one as well. Any of those primary colors, I find that on a black background, you don't get your true color. So if you outline it with with white first, then you get that true color and you don't have to do a million coats. So I'm going to do the leaves first, because the leaves are sort of behind it, and not so much in front, because I have this sort of going over top of the moon, but in the forefront. So the moon's in the background, and I'm just making these leaves look like leaves. And I'm sponging it out because I don't want any of the brush strokes to be shown. So I'm blending it out, and then I'm also going to add another color of green, and that's going to give me sort of the 3D kind of effect. So here I am, I'm doing it right now. I'm just throwing in some lighter green. I think this is Happy Green. Yes, it's Happy Green from FolkArt. And I'm just applying it to one side of the leaf. And then I will blend it together with a sponge with one of my blending brushes. And I found that that was the easiest way to work. Now, strawberry leaves have little points on them, and I didn't want to get too involved with that at this time, because it's really difficult to try to sponge up into those points. So I did it sort of in reverse. So you'll see it in a little bit, that what I end up doing is using black paint, and I bring the black paint into the leaf. So it gives it that pointy part on the leaf. So you'll see that happen very soon. But right now I'm using a new fine lining brush that I found, and I'm telling you, I love this thing. It's absolutely amazing. It's way better than like those makeup brushes that I've been using, and I just stumbled upon it on Amazon, and I was really excited about it when I got it to try it out. It's just so awesome. If you are interested in knowing where I got it, let me know in the comments below. And then I can go and find the link for it, and I will post it in the description. But I'm telling you, it holds its shape. It's very fine. You can get into really good details with this, and I think it's my new go-to. I really, really do. So, yeah, leave me a message and let me know if you would like to get one of your own, or if you would like to go and research it. But I'm pretty sure it was Amazon that I got it on, but I'd have to double check. But yeah, for sure, let me know, and I'll let you know. So here I am now putting on the red for the strawberries. Now this is apple red from FolkArt. And by the way, all of the paint colors and the brand names that I use in this tutorial and in every tutorial that I post will have all of them listed below. So if I do forget to mention one, or if I was too quick in mentioning it and you want to go back and look at it, all the colors are there. But those are just what I use. It's what I had in my stash. So I encourage you to use what you have in your stash. You know, save a couple of dollars from buying the same paint and even mix up your own. Like, I find I get a lot of really cool colors when I just mix my own colors, and you just follow the simple uh, color rules with the primary colors, and you get so many cool things. So, and they blend nicely together. So I'm just finishing up the strawberries here, and they're all very, very bright red. And then I go in with a little bit of white while the red is still wet. This is going to give me a light pink color, and that's going to be the same as the leaves, where it's light on one side and dark on the other. So it's exactly what I'm doing with the strawberries, and just blending it out. Now, this is a blending brush that I made a long, long, long time ago. If you're interested in making your own, I do have a link in the description below that will take you to that particular tutorial. I also have other tutorials that I post in every description that will take you to making my fine lining brush. But now that I have one that I love, I probably won't be making any more of my own. But it is a good thing to check out, as well as making the rocks with the UltraCal 30 and with the Happy Dotting Company's molds, as well as resining. So certainly go and check those out, and let me know what you think of those just by leaving a comment on those as well, and if you found them helpful or not, or if there's a video that you're looking for instructions, like how-tos, not necessarily about painting, but maybe cleaning the brushes or how I store my paint or anything like that. Or maybe you even want a tour of my creativity room. I don't know. Just let me know, and I will work on putting a video out for you for that, because absolutely I want to be totally transparent and show you where I get my creativity from, and where all of this is filmed, and where all of this comes to life. And yeah, I would love to share it. So just let me know in the description below. And I'm just going to take this opportunity while I'm blending other stuff out here, just to remind you that if you are new to my channel, I want to say thank you for joining and visiting us today while we paint this strawberry moon. But make sure you subscribe before you leave. And make sure that you give me the thumbs up if you like this video. And when you subscribe, there's a little bell to ring, and it'll give you a notification every time I post something new. It is summertime, and I have gotten a bit busy with custom orders and things like that, but I'm going to try very hard to get back to doing my posting once a week on Fridays. So, and if you want a sneak peek, join me on Facebook. There's a link in my description for that as well. And I give a little peek as to what's coming up and when it's going to be posted, which again, like I said, it's usually every Friday. But yeah, that way you get like a little sneak peek. I also post other things there. So I don't just paint on rocks of handmade styles. I also paint on what I call my Mad River rocks. So these are rocks that I collect from where I grew up. So every time I go to visit my family, I make sure that I make a stop at the Mad River and I pick up some more rocks. I do some cleaning on them because they're coming right from the river, and sometimes it's kind of slimy. So I got to clean them up so that I have a nice surface to paint on. And those rocks I post on my Facebook page just to let everybody know what I've been up to. Any of my custom orders with the permission of the customer, I post on there. So yeah, definitely check it out there. I'm also trying to do some posting on Instagram. I've been a little bit slack on that one, but finding that I should probably get back into the routine of getting those things posted in there too, just so that you can find my work anywhere that you want. I'm not sure what is your preferred method or what your favorite social media is, so I'm trying to cover everything so that you don't miss anything. And since I've been talking about where you can find me on social media, I just want to remind you to head on over to my Etsy shop as well. And yes, there is a link in my description for that. So if you head on over there, I've got some new stuff in there. It's back up and running. It took a bit of a hiatus for a little while, but it's back. And it's got some new rocks in it. Some you may not have seen before. Some you may have watched me paint. So go and check that out. And again, it's another thing that I post on Facebook. So make sure you check it out. And yeah, I wish I had have got this out sooner so that I could have done something for Canada Day. But I am working on something for Canada Day, and it's going to be late posted, obviously, because we're past July the 1st. So I'm just putting some seeds on here now. Sorry to switch topics so quickly, but just putting some seeds on to the strawberries, and then it's done, ready for some resin. So there you have it, folks. Life is what you make it. So get creative.